Hey guys, before you watch our preview of Button Kingdoms, make sure you like, subscribe, give us the thumbs up, and check out our Discord.
Also, we got a live show every Wednesday night called Whiskey Wednesday. We drink whiskey, we talk about games, and we bring on guest designers and publishers.
We also have a Patreon. If you'd like to support us that way, we would really appreciate it. Otherwise, we just like your comments down below. Thanks a bunch.
We'll see you soon. Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Bob.
And this is the Board Game Rundown, and today we're doing a preview of Button Kingdoms. They sent us this prototype. We're going to, unfortunately, probably have to send it along down the road to some other lucky reviewer. But yeah, so all contents you see here and rules that we talk about and describe are prototype, subject to change. But I have to say, this is a damn good looking prototype.
It is.
Cards are nice. Tokens are nice.
Yeah. So in Button Kingdoms, we're these, cute little critters, kids, and we're building up our forts and we're attacking other people's forts, and we're trying to have the most buttons and victory points at the end of the game to win. We've got our thrones, which are worth points. There are you're gonna have like your champion that you choose. They're gonna have like a win condition that's gonna, or not a win condition, but like a
An effect and something bonus points. It's kind of like
and then each button is worth a point also at the end of the game. And they do this really nice thing on this playmat here, where you've got your draw phase, so you drop your 5 cards, and then you will have your day phase. You're gonna play, everybody simultaneously is gonna play any of the cards they want from their hand, and they will resolve the day effect. There's a nice little split, tells you exactly whether it's day or night. So once everybody has played all of the cards that they want to play at the same time, usually it's like get some buttons or some walls or some tolls, and then we will go to the bazaar phase. And this is where this game gets really interesting, because there's a little bit of cat and mouse. You're going to have 3 different tokens. They call them intention stones. And so there's either discard or destroy the card there. There could be your intention, your selling number, or you want to buy, right? This one I intend to buy with this. And we're going to assign those face down to each of these 3 spots here. So 1 on each spot. There's a nice colored button to tell you which one is
There
which.
are holes, player 1, player 2, or player 3, and that is, the colors aren't bad, but it does have 1s, 2s, 3s,
I saw
and 4s,
that, and I was
so
like,
it's good.
a nice, clever way to also just avert any color issues.
Right.
Then you're going to go through and resolve all of these. So the fun thing is, we could all put to buy this card, but if there's nobody that puts a button to sell it, then we don't get, nobody gets to buy it. So that card will just stay out there. If there was a discard token out there and nobody had put to buy it, let's see what Mike did. Okay, so nobody was selling this because nobody put a number. This then would go to the trash bin.
Destroyed.
If at least one person was selling it, well now I want to buy it. Mike is offered to sell it. Now I have to pay Mike 4 buttons for this card, and this card will go right into my discard pile. Mike gets 4 buttons from me, and then this basically does nothing because there's no card there
To destroy.
And you're going to do that for each one, and then at the end, Mike sold here, so he now has to swap this button, and this button now goes to his possession. And that's going to keep it interesting because these buttons in the battle phase are going to determine initiative. So high in initiative is good, low in selling is good, because if 2 people try to sell, then the cheapest car seller
Gets to sell
and has to sell. If Bob and I both try to buy, Mike then gets to choose, right?
Who he wants to sell to.
And we can negotiate, hey, I won't attack you, I'll sell to you, like tell me what card you want me to sell, next phase I'll sell to you, things like that. You cannot negotiate extra buttons, cards, or tokens. And then after the bazaar phase, this will get refilled because once it's empty, it'll refill. We'll do the night phase, and that works very similar to the day phase. You're going to play the rest of your cards that you didn't use during the day phase, and you're going to resolve all the night effects. Some of those might give you attack value, or more walls. Could give you buttons. It could be destroy cards. All kinds of different things are available. And then you will go to the attack phase. During the attack phase...
Well, also real quick, during the night phase, you have the opportunity to
yes.
reveal one of your champions because you have a choice of 2. And so when you want to, during your night phase, you have the opportunity to reveal one of those. It'll give you an effect, and then it will also reveal to everybody else what your endgame scoring, one of your endgame scoring bonuses.
Then everybody will know what you're doing.
Correct.
And you want to do that first, so good job.
Okay, yep.
Like in the, not necessarily the first night phase, but at the very beginning of the night phase.
That's when that would happen.
That's when that would happen.
Yeah.
Then we go to the attack phase, and now, like if I have 5 attack, I'm going to look at Mike and Bob, what they have out in front of them, and I'm going to maybe banter a little bit with who I'm going to attack. But then eventually I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to hit Bob. And if I knock Bob's health down either to the end, I get his throne, which is worth 10 victory points. Or if I pass one of these little broken hearts, I've now got the option to take one of these tokens. So there's the extra tokens, and then there's a draw an extra card. This one is just gain a card out of the lineup. It's a one-time use, so you'd gain one right from the button Kingdom Bazaar. Like, oh, okay. And that worked out well for me because I had a condition, endgame condition, where I was trying to get these guys with the little Robin Hood hats. And so while on the surface may not have looked like the coolest or flashiest card to buy, but
They were getting you points.
They were getting me
unbeknownst to us.
They were getting me a lot of points. And then we're going to go around until at least half of the thrones are gone. So in a 3-player game, which we played, 2 out of the 3 thrones. And that went very fast. Once the one throne went,
the next one fell quickly.
the next one
thereafter.
fell immediately in the same round.
Yeah, same round.
So it worked out really well because the game escalates very quickly. The first couple rounds, you're trying to build up a little bit. There's a little bit of cat and mouse with trying to get the cards and stuff.
Right.
But then by the end, it really escalates. There are these walls cards, and they're two-sided. These fort cards, they're two-sided. They're walls or tolls, and your cards will tell you when to gain them. And then reading the card explains the card.
It does.
So like if I'm being attacked, I could sacrifice my wall, right? I can destroy it and reduce the damage by 2, or I could, when being attacked, if I've got a toll, I could sacrifice it and make the attacker pay me a button. If they have to pay me a button and they don't have it, they take damage, 1 per button they can't pay for.
Yep.
That's basically the game. There's a few other
And there's a second Bazaar phase at the end.
Oh, yeah, and then there's a second Bazaar phase, which you're going to get another opportunity to buy, which is nice because
sometimes it doesn't work out the first time around. So well, at least you get a second shot at it.
And then also like some of those deals you made.
Yeah.
You get a chance to honor them or not.
Fair.
No, I ain't mad because you made the right decision in not honoring that deal, but
It didn't help.
but it did help. But anyways, share some of your thoughts on Button Kingdoms. Mike, what do you got?
So if it isn't clear, this is a deck building game, by the way.
Kind
so
of.
the cards that... Well, it's definitely
it
a
definitely
deck
is.
building.
It's
It's
just-
100% a deck building
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
Because you have the opportunity to buy up to 2 cards each round. They go into your discard pile, and you're going to shuffle those back in like a deck building game. First of all, aesthetics. I love the art in this game. Ilya Salnikov did a great job. I love the illustration on the box. It's consistent with all of the illustrations that are on the cards. And I really like how playful and it really encapsulates kind of this theme that we're in a Button Kingdom. These are toys that we're playing with, and the art is fantastic. I really like these neoprene mats. I don't know what version of the game this comes with, so bear with me there, but the art on the mats, like this little sort of toy house that I'm looking at as my kingdom, fantastic, like made out of pillows and things like that, and like couch cushions. Really well done on the look there. So excellent job on the aesthetics. I think the gameplay is really good here. One thing that can get me about some deck building games is the AP that happens when you go to the market phase. There's always that one person that wants to stare at every card 6 times and read every single effect on every card 6 times, and you're just waiting for them to buy a card. There's no waiting in this game. There's only 3 cards in the market, and you can only buy it if somebody's selling the card to you. So that whole like downtime that you get in a lot of deck building games is completely gone here. And the fact that these tokens go out, you're kind of judging what cards people want. You're trying to figure out if you're going to be able to sell it to them. So it adds a great amount of player interaction in a mechanic there where you're typically waiting on people. And that's to me the worst part of deck building games. And this unique system here completely solves that. There is no waiting on people to buy cards. You're all assigning your buttons simultaneously, and if somebody's not selling, sorry, you don't get the card.
Right.
Now I get it, that can be a little bit of feel bad when you don't get the card that you want, but I'd rather have that and have this great player interaction going on here in a very novel market mechanic than sitting and waiting on the guy that has to read every card 6 times. I love this market phase. This is really well done, and it's really unique. I've never seen any other deck building game handle it quite like this game does.
All right, Bobby, what do you got?
Yeah, I might definitely hit on a couple of things that I was going to talk about too. So first off, like the player mats, they're all like different. Like I've got the cardboard fort. Tim's got the tree house. He has like the toy box and pillow cushions and things like that. So like that, I mean, well, not so much asymmetrical in the player ability. It's just a neat touch that it's got on there.
It's a nice,
and the art it is super cool, and it's very thematic and carried on throughout. Like the fort is just extra cardboard boxes that are set up in front of yourself. So I thought that was super cool. And then like the simultaneous play is really good. Like so, like almost everything you do throughout the whole all phases of the game is done simultaneously. So you're not really sitting there waiting. The only thing that's really not is the attack phase, because you just go into the your initiative order. The highest one is going to announce who they want to hit first, and the next one is going to announce who they want to hit, and that's it. But with that phase in the bazaar, there is a little bit of feels bad if you don't get the card that you have, but at least you have the two bazaar phases per round to get you an opportunity to get some stuff. And then even if you don't, when you're doing the attacking and you can knock somebody down past a heart, then you can take a card that you want. You don't have to worry about someone not selling it to you or something to that effect. So there's a lot of ways to kind of like work around things, and there's a lot of different types of cards, like the saboteurs and whatnot, the spies. You're actually buying those and putting them in other people's decks, and then so when they draw them, they have to deal with them.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. So yeah, it was just a really interesting take on a deck builder that I hadn't really seen before.
Yeah, the only reason why I said kind of was because you're not most deck builders, you're like always getting cards, and you're kind of guaranteed to get cards every phase if you can pay for them, right? This is not the case. I had tons of buttons to buy cards, and I had to find different ways to get the cards that I wanted and needed. I think I only ever bought cards twice because of the way that this mechanic lined up. That is not a complaint. I also love the strategy that is hidden in here with the buy, the sell, the destroy. Okay, I really kind of want to get that card off the table. I want to destroy it. And also when you put that sell token down, that token, if they buy from you, you're going to lose that token. It's swapping with the one in the middle. So depending on when you want to go in the initiative at night makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Because I had a turn where I was sitting on a ton of attack in my hand. I wanted to go last because when everybody's looking to see who they want to attack, I want to say, well, I've got 16 attack. So if you really do want to attack me, go for it. Because I knew I had a big old stick that I was going to whack somebody with. And it was, you know what I mean? So it gives you that like extra dynamic there, which I really thought was interesting. And this game just does everything really well. It looks great. This game looks great. I love the artwork, top to bottom. I mean, the rule book is really good. The box cover is amazing. Every card is awesome. And it also, it really feels it's like how a kid imagines their toys, because I have the dragon card here, and it's a dog. It's a dog in like a suit, and he's got, bat wings, and, little devil horns.
Bad breath.
Oh, but it just looks like a good boy, though, doesn't it?
He does look like a good boy.
Oh, man. I just love the whole feel and
the vibe.
Yeah.
I like even the decision on the fort cards, you either get a wall or a toll, and the wall will prevent 2 damage. Meanwhile, the tolls people have to pay to attack you.
Yeah.
And there's a really neat synergy you can get where there's one card that can turn all your walls into tolls, and then another card where every toll is an attack. So there's like really neat synergies you can find in these cards. And then of course I know Bob's favorite is you may destroy one of your discards. So it does have culling. You can lean your deck down if you want to buy a bunch of these bear cards. So some of the neat synergies you find between the cards and the ability to cull, it's all in here.
Yeah, and I think there's the right amount of player interaction for the depth of this game. Like, it doesn't require too much, but it's there, and you're going to have to attack your opponent because that's how you
Tons of
gotta end the game.
interaction. Worth noting, these player aids are pretty good. I personally didn't use the keyword side. I really only needed the one side to like double check what those the treasures
The
meant.
icons meant, yep.
But everything was very clear. It was very easy to learn. It's pretty light on rules. It's easy to teach. And it even says 45 to 90 minutes on the box. I struggle to see this being an hour and a half with 4 players, but maybe a little over an hour at 4 players.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing. I'm good with this not running long.
Right.
No, it didn't overstay its welcome. Again,
Yeah,
once,
I don't really see how it can. When you start, getting those cards and all that attack, like people are going to take damage.
yeah,
the
there was a
game is
couple
gonna end.
rounds of everybody just kind of slowly building up and a little ping, 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 and then all of a sudden big amounts of damage are coming out really fast.
Yeah, it's fulfilling once you start seeing those cards come out that you've bought a few of them and you draw them all at once. Very, very fulfilling turns for sure.
Yeah. So overall, I really enjoyed this. Recommend this.
Yeah, when this hits Kickstarter, check it out. This was enjoyable.
Take a look. Take a look. And if anything of this, look good, definitely look at it. I talk all the time about how a great box art, a great box cover,
Get you to look at it.
will get me to pick it up, right? Or stop on that webpage, or that BGG site. And this has that in spades, man.
Absolutely.
It really is good. I guess that's all I got.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. For the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
Mike.
Bob.
I'll see you next time.